In this video, we're going to take a look at roles and permissions in Butter. And Butter has a pretty comprehensive roles and permissions system. There's over 130 settable permissions for every area of the system. So if you head over to Settings and you go down to Role Manager, you can kind of see this area here. So in the top here, we have the different roles that are in the system, and you can add new ones by simply just selecting this. Right? You can do that, and now we have a new role. Once roles are set here, they can be assigned to your different employees, and we'll take a look at that after we see the role manager here. So what we can do here is once we have a role, we can simply click the details button here, which will bring up all of the different areas. And these are all the main areas where you can set permissions in. So if you wanted to just say, for example, head over to orders, and you want to open that one up there, and you want your employees to be able to change the product price, you'd be able to just check that. Now notice that when I check change product price, edit orders and view orders are also checked at the same time. And these are just dependent permissions. So you think about it, in order for your employee to be able to change a product price on an order, they would also have to be able to edit that order. And in order to edit the order, they have to be able to view the order. And so this is kind of all, hierarchical there. And that's kind of how the way the permissions work. So you can kind of just explore and look through all the different areas and set the permissions that you want. Now here we've created a blank role, and so there's no permission set at all. So this is not something you're going to have to do when you're first getting your store set up. We have already prefab permissions set up, like drivers and salespeople and webmasters and that kind of stuff. So you can kind of go through and use these here, and you can also create your own, as you just saw. So either way. So you see in this one, this is kind of already set up, and as you get your store, you'll have this. So your salesperson will be able to just have the most common controls that are necessary for that particular salesperson. So it's nice to be able to go through here and just say, okay, for my salespeople, we don't want them to be able to do this particular thing, whatever. And I can just take that out of there. Come down here, save the permission, and now the salesperson's role has that removed. Pretty simple. And then when we head on over to the employees tab here, we can see, like I'll just click on myself here. Now currently I'm an admin, so I can do everything in this system, but I can just drop this down here and I could, choose that role 12 that we had, whatever, that I made before, which pretty much I don't even know if I set any permissions at all on that one. But we can see actually, so now when you do that, we can come down here and we can also see the same permissions down here. So yeah, looks like I didn't even set anything on there at all. So what we can do is we can simply say, okay, now that you're role 12 or whatever, I want you to be able to void orders as well. And you're going to be able to view order list totals, right? So that's the two things that you're going to be able to do on top of anything else that everyone else in that particular role can do. Now I can save it, and now I can be able to do those things there. So this is how you can go through and granularly set. Once you set your employee role here, then you can customize for that specific employee right in their employee detail page. And that's how you'd be able to do that. So that's kind of a quick overview of the roles and permissions in Butter, but it creates a great way to show like the individual ways that we can restrict the system. And what we can actually do here, let me see if this will work. I'm going to try this. We're going to go ahead and log out, and then I'm just going to log in again, because I took myself out of admin and I gave myself this new role, right? So let's see what happens. Okay, so now as you can see, I've logged in with this new restrictive role, and here I have the orders tab and there's nothing, and I've got my employees tab, but all I can really see is my own information here. If I click on I can't even click on my details. I don't even have the ability to see my own information. So this is how restrictive it can get. And only because I gave myself the ability to do those couple of things in orders do I even have an orders tab. Otherwise, I would simply see my own employee with my name. And even if I clicked on the settings here, the only thing that I would get would just be the terms and conditions. And that would be pretty much it. So it's really, as you said, I said you can really lock it down to where there's almost nothing and just give those employees the controls that they need to see, which is pretty cool because it streamlines the UI too. If you had an employee that just did one specific or a couple of specific functions, you could give them those things, and when they log into the system, that's all they would see here, and they would just be able to use that. So pretty nice. So anyways, give us your comments and feedback on the roles and permissions system. Let us know if there's anything else that you think it needs, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks.